First Class Miles Mitchell, Lead Class Advisor for Damage Control Class A School 0125, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. On behalf of Captain Ray and Training Center Yorktown, we would like to thank you for taking time out of your in your day to be at this important occasion. There are many rewards and significant moments in every Coast Guard career. Today, we will witness one of the most distinctive, advancement to Petty Officer. As we begin, please ensure that all cell phones are silenced. I encourage you to take pictures to help the capture of the moment of this very special day. So please feel free to stand up and move about for your photos. Will the audience please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party and the entrance of DC A School Class 0125. Please allow me to introduce you to the members of the official party. Damage Controlman Senior Chief Stephen Brochu, Damage Controlman School Chief. Lieutenant Charles Arrett, Assistant Branch Chief, Engineering and Weapons. Captain Scott Ray, Training Center, Yorktown, Commanding Officer. DC Class 0125, forward march. While in training, every class is presented with a guide-on to distinguish between course of training and class number. DC class proudly bear the pennant embossed with the iconic rating symbol, the cross blacksmith hammer and fire axe. Seaman Jamar Manquel Soto carried Class 0125's guide-on, flying an orange and gray pennant that set them apart from the other DC classes. As of today, DC A School Class 0125 has earned the following streamers. The red streamer, identifying the class in which the students have passed the Coast Guard Advanced Leadership Program. The purple streamer, or Barracks Inspection Streamer, identifies a class who successfully received all passing reviews of their weekly barracks inspections. And finally, the teal streamer identifies a class that participated in and won an MWR-sponsored elimination-style competition. DCA School Class 0125 won the dodgeball tournament. DCA School 0125, inboard face. Will the guests please be seated? Class 0125, seats. Good morning, members of the command, staff, students, family members, and distinguished guests. Welcome to Training Center Yorktown and the graduation of Damage Control A School Class 0125. Before we get to your advancement, I would like to take a moment to relay to you the history of the Damage Controlman rate. The job of controlling damage on board vessels began when sailors first took to the sea. When structured assignments of tasks were developed, it would only make sense that repair personnel would be among the first actual rating introduced. These first ratings were set apart in the U.S. Coast Guard over 200 years ago as bosun mate, quartermaster, and ship's carpenter. The rest of the ship's personnel were made up of officers and common seamen. In 1948, the Damage Controlman rate was created when ship fitters and carpenter mates were combined. From these origins, the cross blacksmith hammer and fire axe now symbolize the DC rating. Damage control assigned to cutters are responsible for maintaining watertight integrity, emergency equipment associated with firefighting and shipboard flooding, plumbing repairs, welding, and fabrication repairs. The most importantly, training their shipmates in all the aspects of damage control. Shoreside damage controlmen are responsible for the maintenance and repair of facility structures, including roof repairs, siding, drywall, windows, doors, flooring, and plumbing fixtures. The Damage Controlman School was originally established in Groton, Connecticut, and was moved to Governor's Island, New York, and finally to Training Center Yorktown in 1984, believe. DCA School is designed to give students and the skills and knowledge they need to perform as technicians and lead as petty officers. While the primary objective of DCA School is to get skilled technicians out to the fleet, all graduates of the 15-week course also receive 2-semester college credits as recommended by the American Council of Education in the followings: building construction technology, oxyacetylene welding, electric arc welding, plumbing pipe fitting, shipboard firefighting, damage control, and hazardous material handling. In addition to technical training, students are presented with leadership fundamentals through the Coast Guard Apprentice Leadership Program. This 3-day course is given at the beginning of their training and is designed to provide leadership and supervisory training to appropriate level personnel. I will now invite the Damage Controlman School Chief, Senior Chief Steve Brochu, to the podium.
Good morning. And thank you for taking time to be with us today as we celebrate the achievements of Damage Control Class 0125. I want to take a moment to recognize some of the instructors, staff who make up DCA School and Training Center Yorktown. Will they please stand? These individuals give countless hours working with students, allowing them to benefit from their many years of experience in the Coast Guard. Their dedication is sincerely appreciated. Thank you.
Administrative training to apprentice level.
Would the class advisors, DC1 Miles Mitchell and DC2 Dalton Kellogg, please stand? I would like to personally thank you for outstanding leadership and oversight of your class. Your preparation for their arrival months ago contributed greatly to their successful completion of A School. Your tireless work and dedication to duty are truly appreciated. Will Lieutenant Ryan Gilbert and MST1 James Peterson please stand? You served as a sponsor to this class. Class sponsors make themselves available to the students to discuss career information, educational benefits, assignment opportunities, and to be overall positive role models outside the students' chain of command. Thank you for having a positive impact on their training and careers. We will now move on to the advancement portion of the ceremony. Class 0125, attention. Right face, forward march. Third class petty officers, the first pay grade, and enlisted member can wear collar devices. There are many rewarding and significant moments in every Coast Guard career. Today we witness one of the most distinctive, the advancement to petty officer. This is the beginning of a new chapter in the Coast Guard careers, as these students have worked hard to achieve this milestone. I would like to take a moment to explain to the family and friends what is about to take place. All these students are graduating as damage controlmen and becoming petty officers in the United States Coast Guard. As petty officers, they are expected to take on greater roles as a leader within the Coast Guard. This is just the beginning of a new and important chapter in their careers, and these students have been preparing for this since they joined the Coast Guard. I would like to invite those who are pinning collar devices on a graduate to please join them in their ranks, but do not start the pinning process. 0125, inboard face. I would now like to invite Captain Ray to the podium.
We'll let some folks get into place. Your cue to begin the pinning will be when you hear me say, "I do appoint." That'll be your cue. Okay, uniformed personnel, attention to advancement. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the fidelity and ability of these Coast Guardsmen, I do appoint them damage controlmen, third-class petty officers in the United States Coast Guard to rank as such from the 6th day of December, 2024. These appointees will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the grade to which appointed, by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto pertaining. And I do strictly charge and require all personnel of lesser grade to render obedience to appropriate orders. And these appointees are to observe and follow such orders and directions as they be given from time to time by superiors acting according to the rules and articles governing the discipline of the armed forces of the United States of America. Given under my hand at Yorktown, Virginia, the 6th day of December in the year 2024, signed Scott A. Ray, Captain, U.S. Coast Guard Commanding Officer, Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Kevin. Guests, please be seated. Class 0125, post. Class 0125, inboard, face. Seats. Lieutenant Errett and DCCS Brochu, would you please do the honors of assisting with the presentation of the class awards? We will now recognize our class officers. The class advisor selected these members during the first day of school. These individuals are the direct link between the class and their chain of command. Class leader, DC3 Lucas Mosley. Class yeoman, DC3 Madison Cantu. Class Master of Arms, DC3 Eric David. Front and center. You are commended for your superior achievements while at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. While attending Damage Control A School, you not only did an exceptional job completing this rigorous course, but also served as class officers. As a class officer, you demonstrated superior leadership and communication skills by ensuring that all students were kept consistently aware of Training Center Yorktown's policies, procedures, and regulations. Class attitude and adherence to standards were exceptional and surpassed the class advisor's expectations. Your dedication to duty and proactive team-building technique reflected highly upon yourself and the Engineering and Weapons School, and is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Coast Guard. Congratulations on a job well done. You may now be seated. During the course of training, the students participated in a physical fitness program. I would like to recognize the following member for his efforts. DC3 Eric David, front and center. DC3 Eric David is awarded the certificate of the most fitness points. This certificate is awarded in recognition of achieving the highest standards while participating in the wellness program during Damage Control A School. Presented on the 6th day of December, 2024. You may now be seated. DC3, Curtis Panagitan, front and center. DC3 Panagitan was voted by his class to receive the most inspirational certificate for inspiring his classmates throughout his time in DCA school. You may now be seated. I would now like to recognize the class honor graduate. Captain Ray, Senior Chief Rochu, would you assist me in recognizing the class honor graduate? For each class, we have an exceptional student who completes all 15 weeks of school with the highest performance achievement. DC3, Eric David, front and center. This certificate certifies that DC3 David of DCA School 0125, by attaining the highest performance achievement, has been designated as Class Honor Graduate. Along with the certificate, DC3 David will have their name added to the Honor Graduate plaque in the DC School Museum. Congratulations. You may now be seated. DC3 Mosley, it is now your opportunity to address the class.
Good morning, everyone.
Now recognize
Welcome to
our
Tracing
class
Yorktown.
officers.
Thank you for joining us for this important event that marks the beginning of our Coast Guard careers as petty officers, and more importantly, as leaders. Today's graduates and I are truly grateful for your presence. Becoming a petty officer is a significant milestone in every Coast Guardman's career. We are very proud to take this next step. I would like to thank Captain Ray, Commander Boyer, Mr. Corbett, our assignment officer, Chips, Master Chief Hoff, Senior Chief Brochu, Chief Webb, and Chief Williams for creating a safe learning environment where every voice is heard and for teaching us what it truly means to be a petty officer. A special thank you to our advisors, DC1 Mitchell and DC2 Kellogg. It was an honor to be their first class. I would also like to thank the other instructors that we had along the way, DC1 Granke, DC1 Gray, DC1 Carter, DC1 McGean, DC1 Pomeroy, DC2 Bugaiviol, DC2 Swanton, and DC2 Milam. Throughout our time at Yorktown, all of our instructors have been extremely professional and positive, ensuring that every lesson was engaging, interactive, and educational. My classmates and I are truly thankful for your patience and dedication. To my classmates, I am grateful for the opportunity to serve as your class leader. I have enjoyed sharing personal moments with each and every one of you. A special thanks to my fellow class officers, David, our MAA, and Cantu, our yeoman. Whenever I falter as class leader, they are always there to support and help in each step.
You may be seated.
I want to take a moment to reflect on our induct night. After DC1 Mitchell and DC2 Kellogg completed our first uniform inspection, DC1 asked who would like to march the class. There was a brief pause, and I remember making a face of uncertainty. DC1 Mitchell noticed this and asked if I would like to take on that role. In that moment, I agreed. And from then on, I served as class leader. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity,
We have an exceptional
not for the
student who
prestige
completes
or
all
to avoid
13
duty,
weeks of school with the
but
highest
because being thrust into this leadership role allowed me to grow personally,
K3
and has
Klein.
helped me become the kind of petty officer I
Front
aspire
center.
to be. I am extremely proud to have chosen to become a damage controlman. I look forward to working with intelligent and capable petty officers like my classmates in the fleet. It has been an honor to lead DC Class 01 Tech 25, and I'm excited for the future we'll help shape in the Coast Guard.
And K3 Klein will have.
Thank you. Thank you, DC3 Mosley. We will now present the graduation certificates. Captain Ray and the official party, will you please assist in the presentation of the graduation certificates? Class 0125, attend, hut!
Opportunity to address the class.
Guests, you are reminded to feel free to take photos. Move about the room to get the best photos. DC3, Madison, Cantu, Coast Guard Cutter, Escanaba, Portsmouth, Virginia.
I've not only learned with, but also learned.
DC3, Hayden, Corbett, C5I Facilities, Engineering, Alexandria, Virginia.
And we need
DC3, Eric David, SFO, Grand Haven, Michigan.
we support another today. We all collectively celebrated one another's successes, no matter what they were, or small. Has molded us to becoming a team.
DC3,
Learn to have
Robert
such-
Hausdorf, SFO, Moriches Housing, East Moriches, New York.
One of the main reasons we come to A school is to learn about our rate and how to do
DC3, DeJour, Lassane, SFO, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
One of us has left an impact in one another's lives. Through wisdom and over all these interactions help us grow, making us more adaptable, open-minded, and better equipped to navigate the complexities of the Coast Guard and life itself.
DC3, Jake Lentz,
Everyone here to think
Coast Guard Cutter Mohawk, Key West, Florida.
their life a year ago. come far. Because in the end of every storm,
DC3, David Lugo, Air Station, Miami, Opelika, Florida.
and to see us in our
DC3, Jamar Miguel Soto, Base Galveston Buildings and Grounds, Galveston, Texas. DC3, Lucas Matthews, Coast Guard Cutter Vigorous, Portsmouth, Virginia.
as
DC3, Lucas Mosley, Coast Guard Cutter Thetis, Key West, Florida. DC3, Owen Nettleton, Coast Guard Cutter Elm, Astoria, Oregon. DC3, Deshane Pokagwi, Sector Guam Engineering Support Division.
uncertainty. Is to have them serving their love.
DC3, Curtis Panagitan, Coast Guard Cutter Harry Lane, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
Even though it doesn't matter.
Coast Guard or DC3, Matthew Root, Air Station Clearwater, Clearwater, Florida. DC3, Logan Setzer,
I want to remind
Trayson Yorktown, Yorktown, Virginia.
you all
DC3, Jack Smith, Cape May Fire Department, Cape May, New Jersey. DC3, Tristan Tebow, Coast Guard Cutter Stratton, Alameda, California.
Follow that, but very quickly, I'd like to address an MK0420. You all know your class is the first class that I've had the privilege of gracing Yorktown. All arrived
DC3, David Tellez, Air Station Astoria, Astoria, Oregon.
single one of you.
DC3, Cassandra Waterhouse, Matt Charleston, North Charleston, South Carolina.
Sit back. Leadership and not for my
DC3, Benjamin
around base.
Wehoff, Buildings and Grounds, Newport, Oregon. DC3, Robert Williams, Base Ketchikan, Buildings and Grounds, Portsmouth, or Petersburg, Alaska.
Zero. Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the United States Coast Guard newest damage controlman. Congratulations and welcome to the fleet. There is one more event to celebrate before the conclusion of this ceremony. It has long been a tradition of graduating classes to spike their guidon at the captain's house and disband from there. Please join us as this class forms up for a final time to march to that location. We have golf carts available to transport our guests that need assistance. We would like to thank Captain Ray, the official party, family, and friends for taking time to be with us this morning. DCA 0125, retrieve the guidon. Guidon bearer, lead us out. DCA 0125, forward march.